Hi FlossTube Stitchers. Yes, it's still hot summer weather here in Northeast Ohio, but I'm going to start off tonight's video with another new Halloween themed shop model on loan from our friend Marlane. This is from Cottage Garden Samplings and it's called Halloween Sampler 2. We also have Halloween Sampler, the original, on display that was stitched by another customer. And I will show you both charts so that you can see which one you might like to stitch if you haven't seen these before. I love the witch on this. I love the wonky house, the crow. Those are things that could also be stitched separately as ornaments if you do a Halloween tree. I love the fat spider at the top. I bet this was really fun to stitch. Now, I often feel like I don't want to stitch or don't have to stitch something if we have a model of it, but then I never have it at home for myself. So I may have to do one of these someday. So this was 2, and now I will show you the charts. Let's see, I better put this in a safe place. All right, so this is 1 and this is 2. So you can see the differences. Sometimes a word jumps out that you might like better to represent the holiday. I love the cat on this one and the witch's shoe. Nothing to say you can't do both of them and have them be companion pieces. Maybe do them in different colors, but let's see. They call for, picture this plus, I had it here. Oh, murky. Number 2 called for murky. And it looks like Marlane might have stitched it on Echo or Shale because it's a little bit lighter. It still has the nice modeling that Picture This Plus is known for, but it's not quite as dark or brown as murky. And then the original Halloween sampler was done on copper penny linen from Witchelt. And I can't tell. I can't tell if Kate stitch it on something different or if it is copper. It looks like it could be copper penny, but it's smaller because it's done on a higher count fabric. So that's our new, one of our new Halloween models. Then I was kind of in a Halloween spirit getting ready for the video that we're gonna do. And I don't always decorate for Halloween at home, but I decided a couple weeks ago that I was really gonna do it again this year. So I'm starting to get out my Halloween things so I can decorate in August. Because if it doesn't happen in August, it won't happen at all. I'll just jump right to Thanksgiving. So I was in a Halloween frame of mind and I started a new chart. My first thought on seeing this, actually, it probably started with the very first one that came out at market last year or 2 years ago. This is a series that has 4 charts in it. Each one has 3 designs, but the first 2 came out in 2023 and then one came, whatever it was, I think I put it in my Facebook and Instagram post for Whip Wednesday this week. If I just got it wrong, it's right there. But I had thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do it on one piece of fabric, either vertically or horizontally, and make a bigger picture, since I tend to do a lot of small stuff. But I realized it's kind of an optical illusion because they are not the same stitch count. And I think the patriotic one was the first to come out, and I think this is where I got the idea to do them all on one, but they're just slightly off and I wouldn't want to mess with the patterns. I like them the way they are. So I probably will end up doing them all as little pillows or easels or something. But I started with the true coverlet changing colors pattern. I thought that would be fun. And I'm doing it on, why did the name just escape? And I don't have my whole kit here. Sterling. I'm pretty sure this is Picture This Plus Sterling because Bonnie had used it for one of the tiny towns. And I have it pinned part way together here, but what I did was I just cut a whole strip from a half a yard or a quarter yard. Isn't that silly? I just did it the other day, but I cut a strip. I didn't need to leave that much space, but I was trying to make the rest of the fabric usable for something, and I didn't feel like figuring out the size of each one before I started stitching, so I'm just gonna allow, this is actually 2 inches. It looks bigger. This is probably more than 2, and I probably should have cut it smaller, but it is what it is. And I kept it all together because I wanted them all to be in the same orientation in case the fabric wasn't quite squared up and even in both directions. But anyway, that's what I have so far. I think this is, let's see, I was with my niece on Monday. I don't think I stitched at all. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then last night I worked on something else. So four nights. And this is 36 count. I'm using 1 strand. I changed the colors slightly. There was nothing wrong with hers. She called for Chrysanthemum Weeks Dye Works and Cast Iron Skillet Gentle Art. And I think I just darkened the orange a little bit. So I'm using, both colors are Cotton and Color. What does that say? Fortissimo and Featherweight. So I really like the way they look on the fabric, and I don't know what the original fabric looked like. It may have been a lighter gray, so I just decided I needed to go a little more bolder in my orange color. So I'm having fun with that. That's actually going to be the giveaway this week. So you saw Slightly Spooky, you saw Little Liberties. The other one that came out was Springtime Snippets. And then the 4th one was Merry Minis, and I'm out of that one, but I'm reordering it tomorrow. So you could have any of those 4 charts if you haven't already stitched them. Just tell me if you've ever stitched a little robin design, or put robin somewhere in your comment, and then you'll get in the drawing next week. And just as a reminder, I try to remember to put it in the show notes, but sometimes I forget. But it is for US stitchers only. I'm sorry, postage is so expensive right now. It just went up again on Monday for packages, and a customer told me it went up for letters as well. But I don't send too many bills in the mail anymore. It's mostly mail order packages. But you know, I'm just one person, and I don't ship internationally. I don't sell internationally, so it doesn't make sense for me to send giveaways if you're not going to be my customer. Does that make sense? I don't mean to be rude, but I thought it was time for me to mention it again live on camera. Okay, so that was my whip, and I will continue to work on that. I don't know if I'll do all 3 pillows all in a row. I like to mix it up a little bit and do different holidays, and I may have a different idea for what I want to stitch in August, but I'm going to at least finish that one before I move on. Then I finished Sweet Strawberry, which was a freebie from Cosmic Handmade. You can still get this online. I had very little to finish. I think it was just some of the stems, the little bows on the berries at the bottom. I think I had a couple white flowers left to do. And the other night I was trying to finish up 2 projects. And when I got this one out, I realized I had stitched the crow's beaks and half of the flowers with 1 shade of gold, and somehow at night when I just grabbed a strand of something, it was the wrong gold. So I had finished all the flowers, but they were the wrong color. So I took them out, and they were 422, and I think I stitched them in 420. Well, I took out all the flowers, but I did not take out the beaks because I thought that was the correct color, and it wasn't. So I took out the wrong color, but I actually like the lighter color for the center of the flowers, and I'm okay with the crow beaks being a different color because the designer could have done that herself, you know, who knows. I'm a little disappointed that the brighter red is only in a portion of the berries. I kind of wish, you know, because it's not stitched, it's just a free chart, so you can't really see what the colors are going to look like. And I liked the palette, but I didn't realize how little of the brighter red was going to show. I kind of wish I had done like maybe every other set of berries in the brighter red. This is 16 count historic beige, I think, from Fabric Flair, and it looks like a little more color in person. It is kind of light for those white flowers, but you know, it was a decision I made that I just kept going with, and when you look at it up close, you can see the flowers. Not sure I'm how gonna finish it. I do have some strawberry fabric that might work as a backdrop for it. I could have Bonnie mount a backdrop for me or cover a mat. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It may not be done this year, but at least I can claim another finish. Okay, then we got some new stuff this week. Primrose Cottage. Those ladies are beasts. I can't imagine how many other things are in the wings, almost ready to go for them. They just come out with the cutest stuff month after month, and they just don't stop. So anyway, they had a little chart, no tricks, no tricks, just treats. And this is 2024, so I think it must have been part of one of their boxes that they do. They did it on 32 Stormy Night, which we also have that in several different counts, and it's all DMC. Then they came out with Bless This Home. Come on, not another bee. You know I have to do all their bees. So this is going to be stuck into the queue somewhere along the way. And then they have a matching needle minder with a little bee on it. I'm going to have that too. No Tricks was 9, Bless This Home is 10, and the needle minder is 12. Then Halloween Cauldron is also a 2024, so that could have been something special that they did last year that they're just releasing to the public. Again, over Stormy Night, probably with the same color palette. Maybe they were in the same box, same color palette as the other one. That's also 10. And then people have been asking about the Snowman of the Year, and you know, different designers put them out at different times, and so people are going, when is Heart and Hand Snowman going to come out? When is this snowman? So anyway, people were asking about Primrose, and this is her 2025. It's a little sewing theme, so that's really cute, and that's one of her dad's frames. All right, Primrose Cottage. Then I had mentioned a few Saturdays ago, I think, I showed the berry market. I think I showed this chart and the needle minder. Maybe it was my Friday's fave. I can't remember. Anyway, I showed it because I knew these were coming. I did not bring home charts from market. I only brought home needle minders, but I knew that some of her needle minders had inspired charts. So I did get charts this time. So that's Berry Market. America, Land That I Love. And Song Sparrow, which definitely has, I think, two minders that kind of look like this design. And there's some smaller ones. Bless This House. Bless This Home. And these are all, no matter the size, $10.50. Come Sit for a Spell. This has a matching cat needle minder. And then Sweet Freedom Heart. And these are 2 teacup themes. I don't think she has any coffee themes yet. I'll have to put that bug in her ear next time I order. And then we got needle minders. Some of them I might have had before, but I think most of these were ones I didn't choose because, well, some of them she was out of already by the time I got to her room, so that could be. And some of them also could be the theme. Like maybe I didn't get all the summery ones, or I can't remember why I decided. Well, it was probably budget, let's face it. So anyway, I got more. And I'm just going to show you this way. That's easier than showing you one by one. They're all 13, except there's a bigger bird that's 1350 just because of its size. So you can, I think there's other charts too that I didn't get. There might be one that has the barn. Anyway, you could check out Flamingo Toe's website if you want to see more of her things. And then I have the animals on the back. The hedgehog, I think she was out of. The bee, she was definitely out of. I didn't get the flamingo. I think I ordered more cats. And I might not have had the white cat before. I can't really, I'd have to look at my invoice, but that doesn't matter. I just wanted to have a nice selection again. So those were the needle minders. All right, then let's see. My vintage stitching you will see in a moment as well, because I'm going to show you about a 7-minute video with music of our summer themed models. If I forget to put it in the show notes, I did put the music down to 50% and it still seems loud. It always seems loud to me. So just be aware when I get to the end of the video and my part of the video, and then the slideshow is going to start, just be aware of the volume. I know you don't always sit close to where you have control of what you're watching. So I just wanted to warn you ahead of time. These are both free charts, and I found them recently when I was reorganizing some plastic bins from when we had to remove things before we got the new carpet. And I believe I packed these boxes up actually, or these bins, when we moved to this location, which was like 12 years ago. Both of these models were still in the perfect plastic wrapping from the framer. And I can tell because when I rewrap them, I'm not as careful as she is, and I don't have them, you know, wrapped perfectly with all the tape. So I could tell that I had never taken them out. So they must have been framed like, you know, shortly before. And when I knew I was moving, I didn't use them as models, or maybe I just set them on easels still in the plastic. But I just thought, this is crazy that they haven't been out of the plastic bag in all these years. They have not been models. Now, neither one of these charts is still available online. Actually, the Stitcher Hood one might be, but you have to catch her at the right time because she changes the free chart. She doesn't have all of them up anymore. And the first one is by Glory B, and she has taken her site down. But I do have the paper charts here. So if you like either of these two, I know, Shelly, shut up and just show the models. But if you like either of these, jot it down, make yourself a note, and then the next time you place an order with me, you can request these charts. So this is the Glory Bee called Summertime. My husband loves watermelon. We've had a few dogs that loved watermelon. I had a little bit of a watermelon theme in my previous house with some other decor. So I know that's what attracted me to this and why I wanted to stitch it for myself, because it has the bees and the watermelon. And I stitched this on a 28 count hand-dyed Joblin from Witch Out, which is no longer available. I'm hoping that they bring it back someday, but they don't have any of the hand-dyed right now. But I love those little bees. It's a really pretty green with a slight modeling to it. It's prettier in person. Then the second one is just called Summer, and it's by the Stitcher Hood. And I don't have the my notes with the kit materials in front of me right now, but I really like the variation in the word summer. Again, it's prettier in person, but I couldn't believe that Bonnie found a frame that looked so perfect with the stitching. And I love just a little bit of turquoise. Makes me think of, you know, the ocean in summer. And her series has a little bit of a Quaker motif to it because I have the autumn. I just noticed that recently, and it has a little Quaker motif in the corner as well. So those are my two vintage stitches, which can be models again, since I kind of forgot about them. Okay, so that is, let's see, I checked off everything on my list. Last week's winner is Phyllis Wakefield, one of our local customers and stitchers that loans us models, and her name was picked by the random number generator to win the 8th yard piece of Lugana. So she'll just pick it out next time she comes in, and I already let her know. And now I will show the video. So if you need to, turn down the volume. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.